It was just a couple of weeks ago that we talked about the troubling events unfolding at Wiley High School in Texas, a story of blatant double standards and the steady Islamification of a public school district quickly made national headlines and went viral. At the center of it all was a courageous sophomore named Marco Hunter-Lopez, who refused to stay silent as his school promoted Islamic initiatives while suppressing conservative voices. From that moment that Marco stepped boldly onto the national stage, testifying before Congress, he was exposing the growing encroachment of radical ideologies in American education. Marco's testimony was nothing short of inspiring. As a young man who founded the Republican Club at his high school, he detailed how administrators enthusiastically embraced World Hijab Day, his own principal proudly wearing the hijab and posting about how much she loved it. Meanwhile, his club faced repeated obstacles, denied approval at first, stripped of privileges other groups enjoyed, and even having posters torn down. The contrast was stark. Marco revealed that libraries in his district, including McMillan Junior High, stocked copies of the Quran while refusing to offer the Bible. When he sought answers, principals reportedly ignored and avoided him. This is not education, it is indoctrination. What struck many observers most powerfully was Marco's composure and clarity when challenged in Congress. He went toe-to-toe with lawmakers who attempted to tear him down, most notably Representative Jamie Raskin, the Democrat from Maryland. When Raskin invoked centuries of religious conflict and the separation of church and state to deflect concerns about American heritage, Marco remained steady. He clarified that he was not calling for a theocracy, but simply urging Congress to acknowledge America's foundational Christian heritage, the very values that shaped our Constitution and our republic. I'm saying you members of Congress need to acknowledge American heritage, he stated firmly. Even under pressure, Marco refused to waver, demonstrating a maturity and command of history far beyond his years. He quoted Ronald Reagan on the fragility of freedom, reminding us all that liberty must be fought for and defended by each generation. This is the kind of courage we desperately need. Marco's been involved in politics since age 13, and his willingness to stand before Congress, knowing you would face hostility, reveals the character of a true patriot. In the face of censorship at school and political maneuvering in Washington, he kept returning to facts, truth, and American principles. How many adults would do that? Marco's story fills me with hope because it proves that the next generation is awakening. There are young Americans who see clearly what is happening in our country.